After being gawked at while showering at the gym, Marge opened an all-women's fitness center in a fit of anger. Unexpectedly, business boomed. Appointments were booked months in advance. Seizing the opportunity, Marge expanded rapidly, opening over a dozen branches and seeing her net worth skyrocket. She became a formidable businesswoman. Meanwhile, Homer naturally slipped into a life of luxury: champagne, swimming pools, bikini-clad beauties, living the high life. Friends who also relied on their wives warned Homer to take care of himself or risk being dumped by his wealthy partner. Homer bristled, insisting he and Marge had been through 10 years together as equals. Despite his bravado, Homer grew anxious as Marge's disdain for him deepened. He resolved to transform himself into a handsome hunk, leaving no chance for younger rivals. At the plastic surgery clinic, the doctor outlined the procedure. A gastric band would be placed around his stomach, restricting solid food intake for weight loss. That evening, Marge returned home and was thrilled by Homer's newfound good looks. Of course, she had to ignore the bulging fat tightly bound by the band. Fearing Marge would notice, Homer thoughtfully turned off the lights. But this wasn't a long-term solution. Homer returned to the doctor, demanding a complete makeover into a hunk. Thus, Homer suddenly appeared at Marge's award ceremony sporting a bullfrog physique. But due to insufficient silicone filler, the doctor stuffed his own month-old stinky socks into the gaps. Homer reeked, and the audience below the stage shouted for him to be thrown out. He scooped up Marge and fled, hiding all the way up to the bell tower. But Marge rejected Homer's advances outright. She said money was the last thing she needed now, and she could find a young stud anytime. When Homer tried to resort to crying, tantrums, and threats of suicide, Marge coldly replied, "I can give you a ride." Fortunately, it was all just a dream. The doctor had already told Marge the truth. To reassure him, Marge ultimately decided to close the shop, and the family of 5 continued to live happily together.